everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I embarked upon something kind of fun. If you watched my last video about my plans for 2024 and my new digital collection, and it's not just a digital collection, it's like a whole program for doing a book of firsts or calendar of firsts and a nature phenology wheels. So I've put together my book of firsts, my journal for this year, and I wanted to show it to you because it's a lot of fun. And it uses my kit for the book of firsts, and hopefully this will kind of have you understand it a little more if it was confusing. So I used a vintage Reader's Digest book. I got a whole bunch of these and I just love them. I think they're the perfect little kind of nice size to take out into the forest or into the mountains, and you can wander around with your little field guide. So this book has little ferns on it. It's super cute. I did a visible binding and I did my book upside down. The reason I did it upside down is because this cover here had a little gouge in it and I didn't want that on the front, so I thought I'll just flip it upside down. Also, these are the kind of details that I like about making a journal, because if someone were to pick it up and look at the, to see what it was, they'd be like, oh, wait a minute, oh, so yeah, it's just kind of fun. So then I've included on the front of my journal, this is like a little pen or pencil holder, and they're really great. They clip on the book, and you can put, this is a tiny little pencil, but like maybe you would take like a micron pen or something with you, and you can fit that right under your clip, and actually you could fit something even a little bigger. These are pretty flexible. Then what I did was I tied a dyed elastic, so I dyed this elastic and tied it on here, and that's just clipped on, so the whole thing comes off, but it's nice because you don't lose your closure or your pen when you open your book. So the end papers in this one are from 49 Market. I kept them pretty simple. The front has nothing and the back just has a little pocket. So if I want to stick something in here, like, while I'm doing some note taking, or I find something in the woods and I want to stick it in a little pocket, I've got it there. So we begin with January, and if you're not yet familiar with this kit, the way that it works is there's one page for every month, all with watercolor illustrations, and we start with this little black cap chickadee. And so the January and all the other month pages have a bunch of kind of interesting things about the the month, like just some different kinds of history or facts. So then the way that I made these, I also have these pages that have the month, the week, Monday, and you write in the day, the month, and the week, and you have this bit of writing space. And then I've folded these in two different directions, so you'll have your title page, two blanks, this, and then a blank, another blank, another calendar, another blank, another calendar, another blank, another calendar, and then another blank until you get to the end. So there are 5 weeks for every month. So you're going to see 5 of those weekly planner type pages. And you can choose when you're doing your calendar first, like maybe here you're going to write in your first snowfall. And then, you could choose to paint a snowflake here on the calendar, or you have all this over here. The way I'm planning to use this is I'm going to be journaling on these pages about my nature observations, probably doing some painting. I may paint on either side. I haven't yet decided. But then you end with a poem or a verse about that month, so about January. And then we have February that has the deer. The setup is the same, so I won't show you, the middle. But then we have the Snow Shower by William Cullen Bryant and this blue jay. March, we have the blackbird and the colt's foot, and March brings the beginning of spring, the vernal equinox, the full worm moon, and the return of daylight savings time. March 20th marks both the spring and autumnal equinox, when the sun stands directly over the Earth's equator. Symbols in March are the daffodil or jonquil and the aquamarine. And then again, the same setup. And we end with a poem by Elizabeth Akers Allen. The brown buds thicken on the trees, unbound, the free streams sing as March leads forth across the leas, the wild and windy spring. And then we move into April with these butterflies rather. And we end with a Ralph Waldo Emerson verse. And then we get into May with the lilacs. And this is a more traditional journal for me. While from the purpling cast departs the star that led the dawn, blithe Flora from her couch upstairs for May is on the lawn, William Wordsworth. And then we're on to June. We have this moose and a Paul Hamilton Hine verse. And then July with the Fiddlehead Ferns. And then a barn owl and a William Morris poem. August we have the bumblebee and the dandelions and an Annette Wynne poem. September we have this warbler and mushrooms and a poem by Mary Howitt. October we have the conkers or chestnuts and horse chestnuts and the hedgehog. And we end with some rose hips and a verse by Christina Rossetti. November is the fox, and we end with an Adelaide Cropsey poem and some yellowing leaves on birch. And then December, we are on to the pine cone and ivy, and we end with the Canada goose and a winter haiku. So this book I'm pretty excited about. It is a more traditional book for me. As you have been here a while, you know I make primarily junk journals. So there are 12 signatures in here that have been visibly bound, and I really enjoy doing this. I've done this method of, I've bound them with wax linen, and then I've kind of, how when we sew or we poke holes, it kind of leaves that little furrow. I've crushed down those furrows so that they look nice and neat. And I'm pretty excited to start journaling in this. I'm going to be making at least one video per month about this project. So if you want to do this along with me, you definitely can. The kit to make this journal is in my Etsy shop. It's a whole program. So it's not just the kit. You will also get templates for everything else involved in the project, including the Phenology wheel and information on phenology and nature study and lists and other things. But that is not all. So I had a request for one of these journals made up. Now, these journals, I did make a lot of them because number one, it was last minute that I came up with actually releasing this. I didn't think I was going to get it done in time for the new year, and I know it's a timely project, although this kit and these journals, I should say, are available to be used beginning any time or any year. You don't have to do it this year. So I did make a limited edition of 4 of them. Now, these are a lot of work. All of this paper is hand cut because this is not 8.5 by 11 paper. These are smaller books, so the paper is all hand cut and printed by me and bound by me. So, usually in a journal there's half as many pages when we do junk journals. These ones have a lot of pages. So, there are 5 pages of one side blank, one side with the calendar of the week, plus the cover page. So that's 6 pages times 12 signatures, which is 80 folded pages, 160 back and front, I believe, if I'm counting correctly. So if we are 6 times, 180. Okay, I should have written this down. I'm so tacky. So there's no ephemera in these books, but they themselves are a journaler's, a writer's journal, a nature journal, a study journal. So there are 4 in total that aren't mine, and I love all of them equally. They're really cool. These retro covers from Reader's Digest are so cool. So I'll just kind of quickly show you what they look like. So they're all bound with yellow. This one has a green spine, and inside of it, I really like this one. It's really cool. There is the same 49 and Market paper as I used in mine. And that's the only unique kind of, feature. The rest is exactly like my journal that I showed you. Then this one is this pretty pink one, again with yellow binding. And inside of it, we have different paper. These butterflies, I thought they really went nicely with the pink. And there is a pocket there. It's maybe hard to see because of the paper being so busy, but there is a pocket. So that's number 2. Number 3 is this like fun, it reminds me of like a Pyrex or a retro kitchen. And for that reason, I just decided I wanted to also do some gathering of my signatures. So I've gathered these ones here in these 2 ties, but they are still tied with the yellow. They still have the same clip and everything. This is the paper inside here. Very nice. And there is a pocket there, see, with the bird and the butterfly. So that one's unique as well. Then the final one is this one. It's got kind of this vintage pine cones pattern, and I love this book. It's so weathered and interesting. Like, that was the one reason I decided for a field guide type book, I wanted something that was a little weathered. I think this one is actually kind of my favorite. I'm sort of like, do I want this one or do I want the green one? But I think I decided on the green one, so I will have to let this one go. But yeah, it's bound with yellow as well. I pretty well love this book. It's so nice. And then again, 49 in market paper on the inside, there and there again. So these 4 journals will be available. I am first going to be offering them to the one person who asked me for one to see if she's interested. They will then hit Patreon, where all my books go first, and then what I don't already have posted sold will go on my Etsy. So follow me on my Etsy shop, which is linked below, or on my Patreon if you're interested in more goodies and fun things from me. They will be happening very soon. I am recording this December 31st, so I am planning to launch these right away. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will talk to you again very soon, and Happy New Year. Bye for now.